Let's get right into it. First fight of the night goes down in the women's bantamweight division, and we have a matchup here between Claudia Sygula, who comes in at -150, going up against Priscilla Cachoeira, who comes in at plus 130. Now, starting off on the Sygula side of things, she managed to get her hand raised for the first time in the UFC last time out as she took on Irina Alekseeva, and I believe she was a plus 200 underdog that night, and she was able to utilize a mobile striking game to really touch up Alekseeva, bloody up her opponent's nose, and then she really hurt Alekseeva in the third round, eventually got a takedown, and ended that fight off in top position, raining down big shots. That was a pretty good performance from Sygula, especially after the shellacking she took at the hands of Melissa Mullins in her UFC debut, where she got finished in the second round of that fight. Now, Sygula is normally a fighter that likes to utilize a grapple-heavy approach, and she does have an active submission game, but I still question her level of skill and whether she still deserves to be in the UFC. Of course, with a good enough game plan, you can defeat a low-level fighter like Alekseeva, but as she continues to take steps up in competition and face more experienced opposition, we'll see whether she has what it takes to really cut it at this level. Now, she's going up against Priscilla Cachoeira, who's on a little bit of a slump, 1-3 over her last 4 fights. That one win coming at the unfortunate nature of Josiane Nunes, who ate a clean uppercut from Cachoeira and still showcased that the 37-year-old has the power to put women away. There are not many women at 125 pounds that can fight at this level. Sorry, not 125, 135 pounds that can throw with the type of power that Cachoeira does, and that's what's allowed her to hold on to this UFC roster spot. You even see, 5 fights ago, she had that win against Ariane Lipski where she knocked her out and really didn't show her much respect at all. Her game just does not evolve. She plods forward, she throws big winging hooks. Sometimes her durability holds up and that allows her to be more effective. Other times she gets clipped and put away, just like she did against Jocelyn Edwards last time. She also has a little bit of an issue in the grappling realm where opponents have taken her to the ground, dominated her from that top position, and eventually got that submission, and that's where we see her flaws really start to show. But she is a tough out for the first 2 to 3 minutes. If you can't get her down initially, she will put that pace and pressure on you and try to get that knockout to try to get the win. Now, here against Sygula, this is an intriguing matchup. I wouldn't trust Sygula at -150. She has not fought a power puncher like Cachoeira. We saw how many times Alekseeva was able to hit Sygula, but Sygula did a good enough job with her footwork, pivoting, angling, and just perpetually staying on her bicycle so she didn't get clipped with anything too cleanly. But if Cachoeira is able to catch her with something, that could really throw a wrench in the plans of Sygula. I'm assuming once Sygula feels that power from Cachoeira, she's going to be looking for takedowns, and I think she might fail on the first few attempts, but if this fight's able to get into the second and third rounds, she might be able to find the takedown there, and I think she is active enough with her submission game that she could eventually find that finish here against Cachoeira. I like the plus money under 2.5 here. 9 out of the 12 UFC fights for Cachoeira have finished inside the distance, and this seems like a fight where she can pull that violent nature out, whether it's her catching Sygula with the big shot and knocking her out, or eventually getting taken down and submitted. I think a violent spot is more than capable of happening here. I'm going to go with the pull. I think Sygula gets the submission, but very low confidence. I would rather take the violent spot instead.